Just to transition into our last topic, which is research. I know, I mean, we've all discussed now the cytoreductive surgery plus HIPEC as, you know, potentially curative, but I think at the same time, all of the answers have revolved around the idea that it's not, the research isn't done. It's not like this is the answer and everybody knows how to solve the problem, that there are still unknowns out there. So I think just as a, maybe the easiest way would just be as a general question of each of your views on what's the most important research to be done right now. Like, is it understanding what's happening with these tumors on a molecular level because we don't fully understand that? Or is it learning how to better do chemotherapy assays that will tell you which chemotherapy agent treats a particular tumor or sort of a personalized medicine approach? Or, you know, what's your take on maybe the way that things are headed?
I don't have a good answer for you on that.
I knew I could stump it.
Yeah. I mean, we have
Last question of the day.
The last question of the day is cure cancer.
right. Yeah.
Now.
Oh, we have. I mean, we have a you know, few animal models that we're looking at, and you know, things that it's hard to sell as showing great promise going forward. I mean, these are early clinical models where we use some chemotherapy agents that seem to control the mucus production in an animal model, which is interesting because that's sort of what makes this disease unique from other cancers, and it does cause a lot of morbidity certainly. So if we had an agent to control that, or a medication to take, even though we weren't controlling the cancer, we do a lot towards controlling what the
Control the mucin production, even if you're not really stopping the
we
tumor.
sort of the infrastructure where we're collecting all of the tumors we see, so that we you know, we're doing some of the genetic analysis that Dr. Sardi pointed out in his talk, and you know, a lot of that stuff remains to be seen whether that'll predict tumor behavior better than the tools that we have.
Just a question to tie into this. Are you all as surgeons and, you know, doing this and working with us daily, are you providing the researchers with your analysis of the patients? You know, John Smith or whoever had PMP, and this is what we did to him. This is the chemo that he received afterwards. This is his pathology report. This is what it looked like. So this is, you know, patient A. And then the next person, are you providing the researchers all the analysis from your surgeries?
Well, unfortunately, I think we are the researchers, so that's part of
Yeah.
that's
Wow.
part of it.
That's part of the infrastructure.
So in addition
Yeah.
to doing all the clinical stuff, we're sort of the ones that are trying to do the research as well. It's like it's having two jobs, actually.
Okay, is there any, what are your plans for increasing this research team?
That's what this group is all about.
Right, I mean, like, are you looking for funding, for grants, for anything? What can we do in the audience here to help you?
I mean, all of us need funds for research. I mean, it's very important. We have the opportunity to work with the Uniform Science University, as you know, we have this bacteria issue that actually came to a patient that went to the wrong institution. She ended up dying for advanced disease we never could be operated on, and he made it a quest to actually make a difference, and he joined, you know, found me, and then found someone in the Uniform Science interested in the H. pylori, because he read through the literature and found the H. pylori is the one that produces mucin 2, the MUC2 that is called, and then we got someone in Yosemite State University, and we got together, so we have an ongoing research on that. We got a small grant from the NCI, and it's actually potential we expanded based on the information that we are getting. But the idea is to tie with people who are interested in specific areas. But yes, all of us need a lot of money. You know, we actually need it for the, you know, for the $50,000 grant. So if you have $1 million for each of us, no, but that's very important, and actually dedicated people to look at the. I think one thing that probably we are not doing well, that we probably should do more often, and actually was going to talk to both of you about it, is that, you know, how do we, you know, these are relatively rare diseases, especially pseudomyxoma, although they're probably more than what we think they are. how do we combine our data to publish it and get the accurate information, because the best data is going to come from people who do it all the time. And some people are very concerned about whether they are the first or second investigator. I really don't care if I am in the paper at all, as far as at the end we get with the results that needs to be done. But I think if the answers are going to be, we work together, to combine, that we have more patients and to make the decision. And I think that's what will make the answer. There's a lot of research going on in Europe, looking about the genetic composition of the tumors and see how we can change. There is nothing about appendix cancer about chemotherapy for it. We have been doing chemoresistant assays for a long time. That's very controversial. We are looking at that data retrospectively now that we got collected prospectively, but we are looking at now that we have to follow up all the patients to see whether they can make sense out of it. But one of the problems that we have now with appendix cancer is that people get to us at all levels. Now, one thing that is clearly I just reviewed a paper that is going to be published in Annals of Surgery from the Australian group about lipon. The one thing that they submitted the paper is they compare people early consultation versus delayed consultations. And one thing that was very interesting about the paper is if you get to the surgery earlier in your disease process, not only you're going to survive longer, you're going to have less complications, you're going to need less blood, your hospitalization is going to be less, and so that type of things are very important for to encourage people to, and that will be in the Annals of Surgery hopefully in the next few months. So that data, I think if we combine it all together, now they are, again, as I mentioned, in Australia, it's already approved as a standard of care for colorectal cancer, as a national standard. They submitted for appendix in Australia, and they said we don't have enough data. So we send a letter to all of us, and some people may have answered not that, and we'll send all our patients with he sent a whole big chart that talks about complications, mortality, chemotherapy, how long, and then hopefully we have a data that will be hopefully with several hundreds of patients that they are going to show the benefit or not benefit from all the centers all over the world. Then they say, wow, this is happening everywhere. So that will be the type of information that then we can go back and say, okay, look guys, this is happening everywhere. So that is something that is going on that actually we should have the answer soon, because the data is being reviewed as we speak right now, and it should be presented soon. But yes, I think more collaborative studies are needed. A lot of money is needed. All the things, the animal lab, they need a lot of money for that. I mean, even having research nurse, that alone is $100,000 a year. So you're talking about, and we cannot do it all because we are very busy. We are good clinicians. I'm a good clinician. We all need to take care of the patients. We don't have enough people to operate on all the people who need to be operated. So conjoined work with the PhDs in basic science is very important.
Is there anything that you can suggest? I mean, you're the team here. What can we do as family members, support, whatever, to help you? Are there